New Mexico isn't just sand and sun, it's mystery, power, and silence. It's where ancient people built empires, where scientists changed the world, and where nature still rules. From alien-like Badlands to underground chambers and secret nuclear testing grounds, this is the ultimate New Mexico road trip guide. New Mexico covers 17 of the most geographically astonishing national parks, monuments, and preserves in all of the United States. It took us years to experience all of them, but a dedicated road tripper could pull it off in exactly 2 weeks. And you'll want to stay until the end because one of the most beautiful parks on this list has a bizarre rule that could get you fined. New Mexico isn't just a state, it's a portal to another world. Let's head to the far northwest. First stop, Aztec Ruins National Monument. Aztec ruins? The lie is in the name. No, they're not Aztec. Built by the ancestral Pueblones around 1100 AD, this 500-room great house was a ceremonial hub. The engineering marvel here is the Great Kiva, a 40-foot reconstructed chamber that is aligned perfectly with solar and lunar events. The wooden beams, still original, and the artifacts found here, turquoise jewelry, cotton clothing, even 900-year-old food. Let's just say I wouldn't recommend the stew. Just a short drive away lies the Bisti wilderness. This place looks like Mars after a sandstorm, but is actually 45,000 acres of fossilized logs, cracked earth badlands, and rock formations that look like a perfect place to run into a dinosaur. Only 10,000 people visit Bisti a year, and just 1,000 make it to Denazin. Now why? Because there's no trails, no signs, no water. You can literally vanish here, so be sure to track your location. You'll get lost in a surreal maze. Want to drive to the top of a volcano? Capulin Volcano lets you. Travel east into the Raton-Clayton volcanic field to one of the only places in America where you can drive directly to the rim of an extinct cinder cone volcano. From the rim, on a clear day, you can see 5 states. That's New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, Colorado, and Kansas. And right in the distance, Sierra Grande, a single mountain that's 50 square miles wide. New Mexico's true crown jewel lies underground. It's Carlsbad Caverns, and it's not just a cave. It's a subterranean cathedral, 8.2 acres wide. That's bigger than 6 football fields. The formations, stalactites, stalagmites, draperies, popcorn, all lit in soft gold. Skip the elevator. Take a natural entrance trail to descend 700 feet through the switchbacks to the big room. Every night from May to October, 400,000 bats explode from the cave, devouring tons of insects in a swirling black tornado. And the craziest part? A teenage boy named Jim White discovered this place in 1898 using a homemade 60-foot ladder and getting bat guano for fertilizer. Talk about ambition. Deep in the high desert sits Chaco culture, the lost city of the Southwest. Now, the most shocking place we visited is known as the Silicon Valley of ancient America. 1,000 years ago, this was a ceremonial, economic, and engineering hub with roads perfectly straight for 30 miles, connecting to 75 other communities. The great houses, masterfully engineered with precision stonework, walls 3 feet thick, rooms aligned with solstices, and then they vanished. No war, no famine, just gone. To this day, no one knows why. This is America's greatest mystery, and it's sitting in the New Mexico desert. To the south, El Malpais offers a completely different vibe. Massive lava flows and complex underground lava tubes. You are forbidden to enter the caves because they are closed to protect the native bat population from a deadly fungus. But you can still take the grueling narrow rim trail. Standing there on the 500-foot bluff, see one of the youngest lava flows in North America that's still sharp enough to cut your boot. El Morro, the mountain of inscriptions. For centuries, travelers stopped here not for the views, but for the water. A natural pool at the base made this an oasis in the desert, and every traveler left their mark. Over 2,000 names are carved here, including Don Juan Onate's in 1605. But the real surprise? At the top of the 212-foot sandstone promontory, a 13th century ancestral Puebloan village with 874 rooms. And believe it or not, 1,500 people once lived up there. Another lost city, hidden in plain sight. If you prefer military history, these next 2 stops are for you. Fort Union, the Santa Fe Trail's forgotten fortress, a massive Civil War-era supply depot protecting the Santa Fe Trail. This is a photographer's dream scene. Nearby is Pecos National Historic Park, and it is the locale of the Gettysburg of the West. Yes, a Civil War battle in New Mexico. Union and Confederate troops squared off here. I told you this state is astonishing. But the ultimate hidden gem requires a terrifying 2-hour mountain drive from Silver City. Gila Cliff Dwellings, the hidden fortress deep in the Gila wilderness, was built in the 1280s. Walk through 40 rooms carved into 5 cliffside caves. Why here? Protection, water, seclusion, but they only stayed a few decades, then vanished. Like Chaco, another ghost chapter in America's history. These 40 rooms are fully accessible by a steep 1-mile loop trail. This brings us to Kasha-Katuwe, or you might know it as Tent Rocks. It's nature's cathedral. Some of these surreal cone-shaped volcanic ash hoodoos reach 90 feet into the sky. The hike, a stunning narrow slot canyon that opens into a 360-degree view of the Jemez Mountains. But heads up, you are forbidden to enter tribal land without reservations. And yes, we saw a 4-inch tarantula on the trail. It's worth it. Next, dive into the shadows of World War II at the Manhattan Project National Historical Park in Los Alamos. The Manhattan Project, the birth of the atomic age. This is the most controversial place we visited. During World War II, scientists were secreted here. Families didn't know where their loved ones went. Participants were forbidden to disclose their whereabouts and what they were doing. And the town wasn't on any map. Today, you can walk a bathtub row. The only houses with, you guessed it, bathtubs. And my favorite part, trees grown from seeds that survived Hiroshima. This isn't just history, it's a warning. Package this stop along the 163-mile Jemez Mountain National Scenic Byway, which leads to amazing geologic formations, including red rock walls and sandstone mesas, ancient Indian ruins, active pueblos, and the Jemez State Monument. Where you're going is to see the massive volcanic crater of Valle Caldera, a 13-mile wide supervolcano with elk, meadows, and snowshoeing under the moon. Also included in that byway list is Bandelier National Monument. Bandelier, where trails and wooden ladders creatively lead you through this fine example of Anasazi ruins. As we're wrapping up this ultimate loop, check out the 20,000 ancient carvings at Petroglyphs National Monument along easy trails right in Albuquerque. And then there's the stunning 17th century Spanish mission ruins at Salinas Pueblo with 3 distinct locations. This is well worth a full day of exploration. I call this a don't miss day trip from Albuquerque. But you must end your trip at White Sands National Park. This is the world's largest gypsum dune field, spanning 275 square miles of pure white sand that rangers have to plow the roads just like they're plowing snow. Sand sled, hike the dunes during the day, and stay for the absolute best sunset in North America. You know I wore flip-flops, ugly shoes, tennis shoes, and hiking boots on the ground. Unclassic road trip. All the park links and our Cash App are in the description below. Which one of these 17 parks are you putting on your bucket list first? Let me know in the comments. Hit subscribe and I'll see you on the next Unclassic road trip.